What's up, Shredheads? Welcome back to another episode of the Pokemon Card Classic with the jacked, stacked serial thriller of Pokemon card collecting, Shreddy. In the past 24 hours, Gary Vee has made a cryptic post on Instagram showing a first edition PSA graded 10 Mewtwo. But what does it mean for collectors, investors, and the Pokemon card hobby going forward? Following a 4-month boom, are we going to see prices rise even more over the next 24 months? In this video, we're going to find out what this could mean. So let's get ready. Shreddy, go.
Are you ready for Shreddy?
Get ready for a big old price jump, guys. That's what people are probably expecting this video to be about. And that might happen, but we don't know. I don't have a crystal ball. Can't tell the future. But what we're going to do in this video is just take a look at this post that Gary Vee has made. This is the post here on Instagram. So for those that don't know Gary Vee, he's like, I think he's got his start, or I think his background is marketing. But he's a very successful, rich entrepreneur. He's worth $160 million, which is more money than I currently have. And more money than I probably ever will have. I think he made his money helping grow his family's wine business, and he's got a huge following online. His Instagram has 8.2 million followers. His YouTube channel has 2.75 million subscribers. So he's a huge influencer in the business, social media, self-help guru, business guru kind of world. But the post we want to talk about today, and why it's so significant, is Gary Vee entered the sports card market about a year ago, and from what I've seen people say, the prices have jumped up a lot since Gary has entered that marketplace. Why is that? Well, probably because he has such a large following. He's a very influential figure. So when he says something, a lot of people will take it, as gospel. And the funny thing is, I think Gary's, I could be wrong with this, but I see him doing a lot of talks and things like that to like kind of teenagers. A lot of his content is aimed at, teenagers up to like 25-year-olds. But I know people who are my age and older than me who look at him as gospel. I just think, like, I don't know, like the way people idolize him. And this isn't knock on Gary Vee, the individual. This is just the culture that we live in, where someone has a big following online, and yes, he has a load of money. So take what I'm saying with a pinch of salt. But just the way that people idolize other people and think, their way is the only way of doing something, regardless of the circumstances and if it's going to be applicable to their lifestyle, their business or not. But this one post here is what has had, from my social media feeds, so Instagram and the Facebook Pokemon groups that I'm in, this has had a lot of people flapping, a lot of people panicking, and a lot of people speculating over the past, 18 hours since this post went up on Gary's Instagram. So what is it? It's a picture, a photo of a first edition base set Mewtwo, PSA, graded 10, with the following caption: "The best Saturday night activities, cards are back, period. Within the next 24 months you'll understand how big. What's your favourite cards? How long you been back into it? Are you considering getting into it? Have you been hearing about people getting into it?" Well, over the past 4 months, as we all know, the Pokemon card hobby prices have been going crazy, like super crazy, because of this lockdown we've been in. Whether people have got furlough money, whether people just have more time at home, whether people are looking to invest money, whatever the reasons are for this, uptake and this price increase, it's obviously making its way round now outside of just the Pokemon community. To have someone this big, this influential, now posting about it, to me it comes across as a little bit too late to the party. I mean, if you got into Pokemon anytime pretty much before March this year, you were laughing. But March, April, May, June, July, we've seen this crazy price jump. And I think, to be honest, from what I'm seeing anyway on eBay sales, the things I'm looking to buy, and on social media, I think that price increase has started to level out now, and I don't think it's as crazy as what it was 2.5, 3, 4 months ago, when it was literally a case of day by day prices were jumping up week by week, certainly prices were jumping up. I think that's all kind of calmed down a little bit now. So what does this post mean for the hobby? Well, if we look at what Gary has done in the sports cards, well, prices have jumped. We can't deny that. He has quite a few posts on social media, sports cards. He's got guides up on his YouTube channel, everything you need to know about investing in trading card sports, 180k views, 11 tips to sports card investing in 2020. That's only got 31,000 views, so not a great deal of views, but he's got blog posts up about it. So he's going all in with, his advice is he's telling people that investing in sports cards. One of the blog posts I read that he put up, he said that one of the safest investments you can make in the next 36 months is going to be sports cards. It could be this one here. And it now looks like he's moving, potentially based on this post, into the realm of Pokemon card collecting. So what does this mean for collectors? What does this mean for investors? What does it mean for the hobby overall? Impossible to say. What I'm thinking is to be honest, he probably is going to bring more investors into the hobby. Whether or not this is going to have a huge impact on price, we don't know. I don't know. We'll have to just wait and see. What I personally think will happen is we're going to have a lot of investors listening to this advice, doing minimal research, seeing a crazy price jump, which let's use Charizard First Edition. So we can see here, okay, let's pick a PSA 9, sold recently 15 grand. So if we go back a little bit, PSA 9s, 10 grand, 8.5 grand, 9,000, so 10 grand, 6.5. Just this year alone, there's been over, it's over doubled in price. Probably is almost closer to tripling. Definitely over doubled in price. So I think you'll have a lot of people coming in looking to say, oh, well, it's, made a crazy jump in 2020. It'll continue. I'm going to double my money. They'll buy, and they might not have the patience or the time to actually realise that they're going to have to sit on this for a while. We've just seen a crazy price jump already in the past 6 months. So to see that double again, I personally don't think that's going to happen. So I think you'll have a lot of people buying, looking to make, quick dollar, looking to flip the cards quickly for huge profits. Those price jumps won't happen. And if someone's invested 15 grand expecting to make a quick buck, they might not be able to sit on that for another 6 months, a year. It's going to take longer, in my opinion, 6 months to see another, double in price. So you might see people buying and then having to sell quick and having to sell at what they bought at. So I don't think, you're going to have a huge jump. If we did, what would I do? If prices continue doubling as they are now, I would put my collection goals on hold. And I would be actually looking to offload some of my collection. I've had some crazy offers on cards I don't even want to sell. My collection's my collection, and whether or not I sell that, in the future, I'm not sure. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. Maybe I'll take it to the grave. But if this market, doubled again in price in the next, 4 month, 6 month periods, I would potentially be looking to cash out and sell the majority of my collection, like my first edition base set. I could probably be mortgage free and have property to rent out and be potentially set for life if that was the case. If prices went crazy and these investors wanted to come in and swoop up the marketplace, the price increase is going to make it harder for your casual collectors to kind of want to finish off their sets. So if the prices kept going up, it'd be hard for some of us sellers not to think, like we're in our late 20s, maybe mid 20s, 30s, early 30s. Some people will have collections after prices doubled again. They could legit retire, and if those prices do jump up so quickly, it'd almost be stupid in some ways not to want to cash out and have that easy life. Is it going to happen? This is just my opinion. I'm not I'm fine. I'm a bodybuilding wrestler who works in marketing and plays computer games. So don't be taking as what I say as gospel, or by certainly as a financial advice. Do not take this as financial advice. Gary Vee has a lot more money than me and more than I'll ever have. So take what I say with a pinch of salt. For collectors, it's going to price a lot of people out of the market. For any anyone who's already got a collection, it's going to be very tempting to want to sell to these, you know, investors coming in, looking at these as purely as products. There's no nostalgia there, there's no kind of emotion there. They're just buying a card to hopefully sell on, you know, in what they think will be a couple of months' time. But it's just hard to say exactly how it's going to go. This set that we're looking at here, I would genuinely, in my head, I think I'm taking this to the grave. But if that was going to, you know, set you up to be mortgage free, you'd be thinking like, okay, let's, you know, is it time to sell? Should I sell? But I'm interested to hear what you guys think about this. If you're a collector or an investor, what is the potential of Gary Vee pushing Pokemon cards as an investment? How do you think it's going to shape the market? Do you agree with what I've said? Do you think it's just a load of hyperbole? Do you not think it will impact the market whatsoever? The summary for me is we will have, if Gary Vee pushes Pokemon as an investment, this is what I think is going to happen. We will have more investors coming into the hobby. Potentially people who are looking just to make a quick buck, looking to flip the card, buy something, sell it in a couple of weeks' time, and probably is expecting, you know, make 50% or double the money. They'll realize that isn't happening, and they'll probably want to sell those cards, whether they sell at what they bought them for, whether they sell them at a loss, or whether they do hold on to them and the prices do go up. I think we'll have a lot of people like that coming into the hobby. The more people that come in, you know, the supply isn't increasing, so if the demand increases, the prices are going to go up. It's as simple as that. Especially if people are after these really high-end cards, I think we will see an increase there. For collectors, it's probably going to price them out of those, you know, vintage cards. So whether it's the first edition or unlimited of the older WotC sets, especially the graded cards, the 9s, the 10s, I think a lot of people, if the prices go up any more than they do now, will be priced out of collecting vintage WotC. So in that case, they might have to turn to the modern products, or might just go for buying raw damaged cards. You know, you can get cards raw that look mint from the front, or look at least very good from the front, and maybe just lower your expectations if prices keep going up and buy those kinds of cards. You can check this video out, and this is my first edition base set video, and we're on 6.98k subscribers, so almost at that 7k mark now, guys. So if it's you're a first time viewer to the channel, you know, hit that subscribe button, ring the bell. We're at 7k pretty soon, I hope. But that's the, you know, the summary of what I think is going on with Gary Vee, his Instagram post, which is this one right here. So yeah, let me know what you guys think.
So what do you make of this news, guys? Are we going to see a similar trend to what we've seen in sports cards, where the price of Pokemon cards is soaring up as more investors get into the hobby? Is it going to price casual collectors out of the hobby, or do you think we're going to see a load of casual people come into the hobby and lose money in the process? I'm going to be very interested to hear what you guys think of this, so let me know down in the comments below. You can follow me on social media, all the links are down in the description box, and make sure to subscribe and ring that bell for more Pokemon Card Classic videos. But until next time, remember, collecting ain't no gimmick, it's a lifestyle.